to another episode of the Fourth Down Podcast. Back at it again with the normal guys. How you guys feeling?
What's up? Feeling good.
The weather nice.
Warming up.
Yes,
Summer
sir.
on our back.
Summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime shootout.
Yeah.
Hey, but Alan, it's a lot happened since the last time we recorded. Right now we're in the middle of the playoffs. I think if we went matchup by matchup, we'd be here all day.
Absolutely.
I guess I want to ask the floor, like, what's the biggest thing you've learned from the playoffs, or maybe the best matchup you guys have seen? Like, what's on your minds?
I think the best matchup, the best series to watch right now is the Clippers and the Nuggets. They have an amazing basketball over there. It's so good because you'll never know, like, any given second who the hell's going to win. Because, like, one team may have a 20-point lead, and then it should just get diminishes in, like, 5 minutes. And it's just, that's the best series. I'm being a little biased.
I'm not gonna lie.
Golden State
Yeah,
kind of is playing good basketball too,
even without Jimmy.
Without Jimmy.
And I was actually gonna say, like, I ain't gonna lie, this might be a hot take on this. Me personally, I actually think if the Rockets make the right moves in this offseason, they might be a team that can be in the playoffs and moving forward for a while now. Granted, I think going in, a lot of people's going, giving them the label that people gave the Thunder a couple years ago, young and
A little too young, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, look at where the Thunder are now.
Mm-hmm.
Added a couple, vet guys. Really added just like Caruso and a couple of key important pieces over these last couple of years. Number one seed, and now they looking like they probably coming out the West in the finals, in the final conference. So, I'm not going to take it a stretch and say that that's going to be the same case with the Rockets. I just think that they finally got that nice young core.
Mm-hmm.
They got a good group of players. They're going to make a couple right moves. And I think they're going to be a force to reckon with.
I mean, I think the one that I didn't really predict, I kind of predict it would be tight, but only because I don't trust them, was the Knicks Pistons series.
I was gonna mention that. I really enjoyed that one too.
But
that's been a good one too.
I don't think that it's close because they're not playing up to their standard. I think the Pistons are actually just playing great basketball, and I think it's a really good. It's a really good younger series because while the Knicks do have guys who are older than that Pistons team, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of balanced on both sides because they still have guys like Tobias Harris and you know what I mean? Like they still got a lot of like older vets on their team, but their youth is kind of what pushes them forward. And I think that's the same thing with the Knicks, right? Where they got some older guys that kind of round out the roster, like OG and stuff like that. But Brunson's still considered one of the younger guys. I mean, Cat's like in the middle. So like, I don't know. It's a series where it's probably the only series. I mean, the Nuggets too, but I kind of figured the Clippers was going to beat the Nuggets just because how they ended the season, like firing their coach and all that. I just never thought it was like there. Plus, I'm not really a big fan of like needing Russell Westbrook. But they need Russell Westbrook. Like they do. And so what I'm saying is this is the only series I think is truly 100% unpredictable. Now the outcomes of other series have been surprising, like the Lakers series, right? But this is the truly series that nobody knew what was going to happen, and I think it's playing out that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this Pistons Knicks series has been great basketball.
Absolutely.
I think what's the series? 3-1 Knicks. I think it should be tied because of the controversial call at the end. The refs came out and said it should have been called. But either way, I think it's great basketball.
I also don't like that. Every time something happens like that, they come back like, "Oh, this is what should have happened. We don't care anymore."
But it happened to us last year too, bro. Against the Knicks, you know what I mean? Like, not to always make it about the Sixers, but the exact same thing happened in the Sixers-Knicks series, and it won them a game. And then the refs came out afterwards and were like, "Sorry, we missed that. We thought it was marginal in the moment."
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I guess there's nothing you can really do to get around them situations. But I feel like in playoff or like postseason moments, like you gotta really like take care of that shit in the middle, like in the game. Granted, I know it might take away from the game to take the time to like figure out like if what happened, but like that's just like really imagine like how do you think that feels as being on the team? Like what if that was the game that literally cost the series?
Yeah,
it's just like, and then you wake up the next morning and you're getting like, oh yeah, you guys should have won that. It's like,
and that's why, in my opinion, right? Like I do obviously think that because we have the technology nowadays, like get the call right? But I actually don't think there should be replay in basketball. Because I think so many things are judgment calls, and like especially in the playoffs, like for instance, that we haven't talked about the Lakers series yet, but that foul on LeBron, right, where he was playing great defense, technically he smacked him on his hand, right, but in basketball, like that's just regular, right? That's not really, it's technically a foul because he hit him, but that's not really a foul, right? It didn't necessarily deter him or cause him to fall. Like he fell on his own. LeBron swiped at the ball. He just happened to hit his arm. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that is technically a foul by the rule book. But when we talk about playoff basketball, I guarantee you that happens every single time someone touches the rock.
I just think
So
in real time in that Pistons Knicks series, it looked like a foul.
mhm.
Like Josh Hart literally hit, what was it, Tim Hardaway?
Mhm.
He literally hit him, and I just don't know how like they thought that was okay. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I know guys flop and exaggerate, but he literally bumped him. You know what I mean? Like, and it altered the shot.
Like I get what you're saying with the whole like replays and reviews in
Mhm.
basketball. Like yes, I do get people don't like it because of that, and yes, it is playoff basketball. But if you allow something like that to be able to have access of,
Mhm.
why not use it? Like,
Well, I think it should be mainly for things like out of bounds or stuff like that. I don't think judgment calls like fouls. Like if you miss the foul, be a better official, bro. Like or
and
like
that's what it did. That's where the review came in at, because people like we've seen NBA be really bad at calling calls and
Mhm.
or making the right call. So they have to use that safety valve, because a lot of calls, like even with the whole Knicks thing, it's like they're gonna miss. Like,
but it's ticky tack. It's kind of like how the NFL did that one year when they was allowing people to challenge,
Yeah,
pass interference, right?
exactly.
It's like, well, technically, if you really look at every possession in basketball, I guarantee you he got fouled every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, it's just they use it when it matters.
True.
I get what you're saying, but like,
So I think it should just
it's
be
just
contingent on things like out of bounds or the flagrants, like let's review those,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I
But
mean,
a regular reaching foul should not be reviewed.
because I kind of see where he's coming from. Because if you think about it, in basketball, like whatever to be deemed a foul is literally like physical contact damn near. So it's like, and there's physical contact every fucking play. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like almost anything is really a foul. So, but I don't know. It's like, because you know how there's people that's gonna keep it to say the thing like, oh, you got to keep officiating, you got to keep it, consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Through regular season, postseason, it's got to be consistent. So it's like I don't know. Like I do like I agree with the whole like some things you just got to play through when it comes to being in a postseason.
Mhm.
But I just know like that'll be like the backfire. Like that'll be like the thing that everybody uses against it. Is like, oh well, why are we gonna change rules in the postseason when it's like they do it like this in the regular season? But I don't know. Like I said to begin the statement, like there's really no winning in it. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an unfortunate situation.
I mean, now that we on the topic of fouls, what do you guys think about the whole like foul baiting discussion, specifically with guys like SGA and like Jalen Brunson? Do y'all feel like that's like ethical hoops? You know what I mean? Like y'all feel like they're playing within the rules, or like
Well,
it just
I think that me personally, I prefer you not to foul hunt. I prefer you to just hoop, and if you get fouled, you get the benefit of the 2 free throws, right? But I mean, that's kind of new age basketball, right? Where you're going to play more intellectually than physically, and especially when a lot of guys who are doing that aren't the strongest dudes, right? They're more finesse guys, like SGA, like James Harden. So they're not trying to bang down bottom all day with a bunch of bigs like LeBron or even centers and stuff like that, right? So they're not going to get their calls when they go to the hole because they're smaller guys. In my opinion, it's a part of the game. I don't like it, but it's smart. Like, why would you not?
yeah.
I literally was gonna say the exact same thing. Like I don't agree with it. It's not cool, but like it's part of it's literally part of the game today. So it's like why not do it? You know
Like,
what I mean?
I get that too. It's like I hated it when James Harden did it, because of course
Yeah.
it was James Harden's prime years, and I hate it now. Like, and plus SGA is doing it, but like you can't take away from the people that are actually hooping. Like,
Yeah.
they use
But
it as a form of
they're not
them being
gonna-
able to get their points.
Yeah, but they're not going to drive to the hole like a
what I'm
LeBron or
saying,
whatever,
like,
right? But they
these
still
guys-
got to get to the free throw line, so that's their way of getting there.
And
Like,
these guys ain't like
Well, all right,
6'7",
I'll throw this out
240.
there. Do you think though? All right, so like, do you think in a sense to a degree that's a skill though?
Drawing
It is a
fouls?
skill.
Like to like to
Yeah,
be
it
to
is.
maneuver like to still be able to maneuver like that to get them calls and things like. So it's like
it's a skill.
it's still a skill. So it's like it's still it's still something that like the guys work at and work on. So it's like it's a skill in the game, but it's like you said, it's just one of them things. Where, like you said, it's like the ethical one. Like it's like
I just
mean,
I hate
like,
watching when like
come on.
Jalen Brunson has like a guy on his back, like he dribbled around, now he's in the paint,
and he just
and then like he
stops
jumps
it.
back.
That
I
I don't
literally
like.
hate watching
That
that,
I
bro.
don't like. I don't like.
Because like
I
they,
don't like
they
it
changed
either.
the rules because Trey Young was doing that, but now Brunson doing it and he's getting away with it. I don't know, bro. I'm just not a fan of it, bro.
I mean, they tried to take out the little the D Wade move when you get him in the air and you throw your body into
Yeah.
him, and then like apparently they just stopped calling it. They like it was I don't know if it was last offseason or the one before that when they wanted to put a bit emphasis on that of like pump faking guys in
Oh,
the
yeah,
air and
yeah,
just
yeah.
jumping
Because
into
Steph
them.
was doing it again.
Yeah, but then they stopped calling it.
No, they didn't. Don't look like that, because Steph. The reason they stopped doing it, they stopped calling it.
But they stopped calling it, right? They were calling it for like a season and a half,
Yeah.
and then they don't call it anymore. And guys are now getting pumped into the air again. So I don't know if what they want. I mean, it's an officiating problem, I think, in the NBA overall, though, because I think some of them guys
I think
are
it's
terrible.
too many rules in place to like for them to keep up with at certain times.
That too.
Like it's so much they have to look out for.
Rule, like,
they're not gonna call everything.
The rule books are just ridiculous in sports in general. It's like at a certain degree, at a certain point, you gotta just let people just play. Like
yeah. You
gotta just let them play.
I guess way too early predictions. I guess is there a team that you guys have seen that's like you feel like is finals locked from just these early round matchups?
No, I mean outside of Celtics, the Celtics.
Cleveland looks good.
I just don't think nobody beating the Celtics. They just.
I agree, but I think.
I mean, like I just don't like them, but I guess yes, I will agree.
The West is kind of just jumbled up because I want to say OKC, but they ain't play nobody. So they played a jawless Grizzlies
without Ja.
So like, what they gonna do when they run into the Timberwolves, who probably gonna beat the Lakers, or the Golden State Warriors, who they're a problem for anybody, right? Like.
I think it's experience versus skill right now. Like a lot of the good teams are more skilled, but the ones that win are experienced. That's why I'm feeling like that's what we're gonna clash at some point in the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals.
But that's kind of why the Timberwolves are better than what people thought. It's because they're experienced and they're young.
Yep.
Right. So like, you don't have that edge on them that you would on an OKC. If like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I know we can't run up and down the floor with them. When it's 2 minutes left and palms get sweaty, we know what we're doing. They know what they doing.
They know who getting the ball. They know
down on defense.
Yeah.
But the Timberwolves, man, they got it all.
They look good.
Yeah.
I'm not. I thought the Lakers were gonna just run away with that series. Maybe.
I never thought that. I thought it would be 6 in the Lakers' favor.
But I don't know, man.
I don't think anyone expected them to be down 3-1.
Nah,
at all.
And I know everybody is popular to kill LeBron, but I actually don't think LeBron is the problem in this series.
He usually isn't.
I mean, there's times where
I don't want to glaze.
No. I mean,
it was like to hear that from the side. He usually isn't. It was just like
I'm not trying to glaze.
No. But look, everybody knows I'm one of the biggest LeBron fans, right? So I always, talk in favor of him. But there have been moments where I'd rather him had been Kobe than Magic Johnson, right? Where I'd rather him just say, you know what, I'm giving him 40 and I'm going home.
Take the shot, yeah.
I've always criticized, as one of his biggest fans, I always criticize his mentality. But I don't think this series is his fault. It's a mix between Luka and JJ, in my opinion.
Dropped 40 last.
Luka was playing pretty.
But that's the problem, bro. That's the whole problem. We so caught up in the points, right? Where it's like when you watch Luka play, I don't know if y'all kept up with the Lakers like over the years, right? But Kobe had an interview where he was like, I hate the current way the NBA is going because it's like accidental basketball, right? It's like, all right, we're going to give our star the ball. When he gets stuck, he's going to throw it to somebody. Hopefully they hit the three. And that's how the Lakers are playing right now. Luka cannot dribble for 20 seconds and throw it to someone and depend on that offense.
So you think the Mavericks are feeling a bit justified in
No.
Yo,
Hey,
that was crazy.
No.
That was crazy.
Because
he just tried to
I
that out on there.
I saw
No, Nico is terrible.
I was about
still.
to say like I saw a tweet that was like, I wonder what Nico Harrison's doing right now. Like, is he hate watching the game? Is he out the country just not watching basketball? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what he's thinking as he's watching that series. Like, I told y'all so. Like,
I mean, mind you, while we all thought real high of the Lakers because they was playing good basketball for multiple periods, right? Like, they did just kind of throw this team together, right? So, like, this is the writing on the wall. We probably got a little too high in the star power.
true.
But are they really a great team?
Literally, that's kind of what I was just telling him when we was in the car driving over here. I'm like I ain't gonna lie. I said I fell into the trap. They duped me. They got me. Like once that trade happened, and as far as like towards the end of the season, I'm like, yeah, y'all don't got the names, but like y'all playing good. Like you got Braun and Luka. Like, but like the rest of the guys, they doing their jobs. Y'all playing good basketball, good defense. I'm like, all right, going into the playoffs. I'm like, y'all might third seed. I'm like, okay, y'all, this might actually work.
Yeah.
And then here we are, they down 3-1. I'm like, damn, they got me. Like and it's crazy to the point that you just brought up. Like they kind of did just get together. Like that team was just put together. So.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I was watching the series though. Like I don't think it's like really too much of an issue for the Lakers. Like every single game has been close, and it's like it's not really too much they can really fix. You just gotta say the Timberwolves are playing really good basketball.
No,
it's just really good basketball,
and that's why
it's hard to fix an issue that they really don't know where to start at because it's like everybody. LeBron hoops one game, Luka hoops one game. The other players like outside, like Reeves and all them, they hoop. It's just that they're just.
Well, I don't know where Reeves been at, but.
I saw a stat that said if Reeves scores 20, the Lakers their winning percentage is like through the roof.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I was looking at like the depth, like outside of Reeves. I mean, Hachimura has been good, right? But like outside of that, where else are they getting buckets from?
Well, that's what I'm saying about this whole Luka offense, though, right? Where he dribbles for 19 seconds. First of all, he's so casual with the basketball; it's insane. Like I've seen him just completely get ripped by guys because he's just dribbling with his back to the rim for like 15 seconds.
He got ripped by. I saw him get ripped by DiVincenzo, bro. Like right at half court,
he's just so casual with the ball. Like, yeah, like yo, okay, so like Luka is the best player on the court in my opinion, no matter what. I mean, Anthony Edwards might give you a little talk. You know, we might be thinking Anthony Edwards might be better than Luka if he puts us there by playing well the rest of the playoffs. But like, you can't just dribble for 19 seconds and throw it to someone and hope they hit the shot. Like, and sometimes they do, right? But I'm just saying that's not, even if they did, right, win this series, that's not beating the Celtics, bro. That's not even beating OKC. Because they moved, SGA will finish the game with 30 points and they move the ball, man. The Lakers don't move the ball.
I don't really think that's like a Luka issue though. Is that really like a Luka issue if the coach is allowing it? Like he's sitting there allowing
Luka and JJ.
Yeah, well I say Luka and JJ.
That's what I'm saying. Like I get that, but it's like, yo, you gotta you're the coach. Control the system. If you don't want it to happen like that, put the ball in somebody else.
It's too late.
I mean, if you, in my opinion, I said not for the whole playoffs, but just for this series, I think they should run the offense through Bron, right? Because I think he's gonna make him move the basketball. The problem with that is Luka don't know how to play off the ball. He don't. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna stand in the corner. And he's not gonna cut. He's not an effort player, so he has to have the ball in order to have him involved. And how can you have the ball majority of the time? Like he has the most usage on the Lakers right now, and he has less assists in this series than Reeves and LeBron. That makes no sense. That means he's not passing.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, actually. Damn.
That means he's not passing the ball.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we gotta keep watching. More series go on tonight. But I want to move on to the NFL. We just passed the draft. I'm gonna start with you, Dorian. We both Pats fans, right? How you think the draft went for us? Type beat.
Hey man, I think this probably our best draft since we got Hightower and Chandler Jones in the first round.
Bro, we hit on some
good draft.
Y'all had a good draft. I ain't even gonna hate.
Really good.
I mean, I think I'm not really calling anyone a superstar, right? We know how these drafts pan out. Everybody's a good pick until they touch the field, and half of them don't even make the team. But
first 3 picks.
Yeah, I think we got 3 or 4 starters out of that draft. Kyle Williams gonna start day 1.
Will Campbell, that's my dog.
Will
bro.
Campbell's gonna start.
I think it's safe to say he's a star already. I'm not gonna lie. Will
Campbell?
Yeah.
I mean, they got,
I think he'll.
they question about his arm.
Bro, I hate the whole arm thing, bro.
Listen,
I
know. That's
so
all.
dumb.
It just seems like no, but seems like that's something that they put on like out of the last couple of years now. They always do that with like the top 5 guy like linemen coming out in the draft. Like it's always like small arms, and it's like that shit ain't gonna matter.
They did,
I think honestly, y'all gotta start.
I say he'll at least start for 10 years. I don't know if he's gonna be a perennial All-Pro player, but
I mean, like, what was it? A couple years ago with Russ, they said his hands was too small, or collar. Like, it's always something. It's like something minute, like, and they turn out fine, bro. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that
NFL player. Like,
and then Travion, like we had talked about, I think he's gonna be James White on steroids, just because I think he can run the ball better than him. He's a little more shifty. He got a little more juice than James White did.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna move completely off Ramondre because we just paid him. Now that contract looks terrible, low key.
I think he's all right. I think he'll be all right.
But Travion gonna be cool, and I told you
the 2 running backs not bad though. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
share the
running back
sugar.
thing that's cool to have. Like,
And then Kyle Williams, like I said, I think he's the steal of the draft. He's my best receiver in the draft. Y'all know I watch college football a lot, and I watched him play a lot. I think he's better than Tet. I think he's better than
I love
Golden.
Tet, bro. I was telling him I love Tet, but he think Tet gonna be a bust.
Tet
bro.
is the bust of the draft.
I don't
Think
know,
so?
man.
wow.
Nah,
I think he's gonna eat in
I don't-
Carolina, bro.
I don't know, man.
Does anyone eat in Carolina?
He will this year.
If that's what
Well, I also think Bryce Young is terrible.
Well, no. What's the granted, you were right. No, he wasn't really eating, but the receiver they just got last year,
Xavier Leggett.
yeah, look, he was cool, solid. For what he had to work with, it was solid.
I mean, I also
feel
think
like-
Bryce Young is
I feel
terrible,
like that-
so I'm not a Bryce Young
I
fan.
feel like that
wouldn't
helps,
say
though.
terrible,
No,
bro. He
all right,
turned
let
it
me-
around.
Let me be
bro.
real with you.
I feel like that helps.
I agree with you. But I won't.
Terrible is he's okay.
I agree with him, man. No, fuck that. I agree with him.
Terrible is
No,
crazy, bro.
He's terrible.
Come on,
he's
bro.
actually-
He's not terrible, bro. He turned it around the second half of the year.
I'm gonna be
It
real
was
with
like
you.
5 games.
He still turned it around.
Granted, the Panthers are a terrible situation to be in. I don't think that he has success anywhere else. I'm gonna just be so honest.
just think he just has to
Literally, look at Brock Purdy's situation. I think if you drop Bryce Young in the 49ers that year, I don't think he.
I don't either.
I don't even think he takes him to where the Brock Purdy took him. I'm gonna just be so real.
Look what he's working with in Carolina.
I know, and I said that. That's why I prefaced it with that. Carolina's a terrible
I feel like-
situation. He's just not going.
I feel like Deontay
feel like he's
Johnson,
perfect for
Thielen,
Carolina.
Xavier Leggett is better than what Drake may have.
Where's Deontay Johnson right now?
He actually has.
What you mean?
Where? No, I'm dead
Don't
serious.
do that because at the time.
Actually, I think he just got brought in by the Browns, low key, like literally today.
Shit. That's actually crazy.
I think that happened today, but I might be having it wrong. They brought in a receiver, but I'm strong. I think I can look.
I just don't want y'all to give up on Bryce.
I like Bryce. I like Bryce, bro.
Oh, look!
Don't
Literally
give
6 minutes ago, as we talk. 6 minutes ago, look at this.
Well, goddamn.
Brought it to the Browns.
bro.
The Browns are signing Deontay Johnson.
I mean,
You know what's so crazy, yo? So, like, quick, like, I'm gonna be real. When we got him, I was actually excited. I thought he was finna, like, because he's still a young receiver. So I'm like, yo, I don't know what his issue was, like, why he didn't pan out. But I'm like, yo, if you can still give me a little bit of what you was doing in Pittsburgh, I'm cool. Because that's just what we needed. We already had Zay, we already had Baby. We just needed that third guy to just give production. And he touched the field for like 6 snaps.
He quit. He's got
Yeah, like bro just didn't get in care. Like it was crazy. Is like on his leaving out, like he said, like it wasn't nothing like wrong in Baltimore. Like he was like he loved the guys, he loved the vibes, like great coaches and everything.
So he wasn't getting no reps.
Yeah, he just wasn't getting the reps, and I'm just like, what
But that's
what
on
does that say about you?
You gotta
Like,
work harder, bro. Like, what were you about to say?
I'm just saying, as a prominent person that always picks up Deontay Johnson on fantasy, that was never gonna work. I hate him on fantasy.
Hey, yo.
That was never gonna work.
He's not a fantasy receiver.
Yeah, I know that's the problem.
He a nice little flex. He was with
A
Pittsburgh.
flex?
You know, with Pittsburgh, right? But
When you got some injuries,
yeah.
That's when he played.
Hey man, I'm gonna get to like your individual teams, but I really want to talk about like the whole Shedeur situation. Like,
Yeah, I'd rather talk.
I was just gonna wait till I thought we was going.
I mean, because we was just talking about the Browns, bro, and I felt like it was a perfect segue. But like, do you think he slid because he wasn't talented enough? Do you think it was because like off the field stuff? It was a race thing. I don't want to take it there, but like, because I think at bare minimum he should have been a late second round pick. Maybe he didn't have a first round talent. Sure, I get that, but to go on the third day, bro,
So I don't know, and I mean this may be like this may be crazy to say because this might be the first time I've actually said this because I'm just thinking. Y'all know how the whole Braun and Bronny situation had panned out.
Mhm.
You know, he uplifting his son, telling him, he wants him to play. Like just the whole narrative around that whole situation. I kind of look at it and it's like you take it to here with this situation, and I just feel like both things that they both like the Braun situation and the Sanders things. Like I don't agree how they went about it, but like just going out there saying like, for example, Deion came out and made comments saying like, oh, if Shiloh or Shedeur go to teams that that is not good for them, is you gonna have to? And he said, I'm not gonna do it publicly, but I'll do it privately. Shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have also just like the whole scenario of just saying like, oh, there's only certain teams that I want them to play for. Like, don't do that either. Like, just kind of like. And then, granted, Shedeur Sanders is a great legendary, obviously the GOAT at his position and one of the greatest athletes of all time. But it's clear to say that obviously he's not as respected in the league with the GMs and the owners that are in position right now.
That's what I was gonna say.
If this is what happened and he did not know about it, like if we just being honest. So, and I will say as far as on Shedeur's side of it, because I don't know, like a lot of people bring up the fact that the cockiness and the arrogance, it didn't matter when it came to Baker or other guys.
Johnny Manziel.
And the grant, yes,
those are Heisman players.
It's easy to sit there and throw race. Okay, cool. That's not the case with it. I don't feel like it's the case with this.
Yeah.
I believe that, and let's put it like this. And another thing that I just find it crazy, like I take the whole I've been there's the little videos on TikTok and Instagram where it'd be like Cam Ward mentality.
Send me one, yeah.
And I sent it to. I think I sent it to both. I think I sent it to everybody. And it's like literally Cam Ward had been telling Shedeur that he was not going to go number one. If not get he was going to be drafted before him for an entire year. And when it came down to it, it's like, all right, Cam Ward got that same cockiness and everything that Shedeur got, but when it came down to the business of it, when he got into them interviews and when he got into the podium, he said the right things. Shedeur sat there and told them guys I mean, granted, it's not a bad statement to make, but it's just like you got to say the right things. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, everybody wants to be like, oh, if he was white, they wouldn't have him. Like, that's not the case.
Nah.
Like, Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield, I'm sure, yes, they were assholes and dickheads, like, off the field.
Johnny
But when
Manziel
they
was
got
on
into
coke.
but when they got into them room rooms with them officials and the GMs and them owners, and they got into the meetings,
They knew they stuff.
they said the
was on-
right
yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? It's a business at the end of the day.
What's that?
I just wanted to ask really quick, but if we hold it to strictly on field play, like
Well, that's
talent, like
that's what I was ready.
he's better than a Jackson Dart.
That's what I.
You right? So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you look at strictly on. He has the talent to go earlier than where he went. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So what I kind of agree with a lot of the stuff you said about it too. I actually think Dion was a bigger detriment to this process than Shedeur was, because like I said before, y'all know I watch a lot of college football. I thought Shedeur was the best quarterback in the draft, but not off of just intangibles, right? I think as far as production and consistency, I thought his game was more translatable to the NFL because he played behind a bad O-line with no run game, and he was the most accurate quarterback in the history of college football. Right, so that lets me know that baseline he can play point guard for your team. He might not be the elevator, but he can play point guard for your team, like Purdy in San Francisco. Now Purdy got a little bit of skill to him that we found out. He can run around, he can make plays. But originally when they put him in there, they told him, "Hey, we just need you to complete the passes. That's it."
that should be
Right.
enough to overlook
Right.
all the other stuff.
And that's why I was saying, while I had him going 21 to the Steelers, right? That's what I had him going. I
wanted him to go.
never saw him as a top 3 quarterback. I knew Cam Ward was going to go first, even though I think he's better than Cam Ward. Because I watched Cam Ward before Miami,
Agreed.
yeah,
and before Miami, he was not good.
yeah.
And he only played one good season in college football.
That's all you need in college football.
Right.
Put it out there.
But Shedeur in the vacuum has been good every time he's played. Now his team hasn't been, but if
That's
you
a
look at his
credit to
stats,
him,
even
yeah.
back to Jackson State,
State.
he's been good, right? So in my opinion, I had him as a first round grade with top of the second as the fall spot.
Fucking Jalen
But,
Milroe went
Like,
before
it's
him.
crazy.
But that's what I was about to say, and then I passed it to you. It's just like for instance, I knew something was fishy when the Saints went
That's
with the
why I thought he was-
26-year-old quarterback who ain't never done nothing at Louisville, but they want to push it to us like, oh yeah, but he's a lovable guy. Like you don't pass on talent for lovable guys, right? So in my opinion, I'm with my friends and we all on Discord or we together, we talk. I say, Shedeur might not get drafted. I think he was gonna go undrafted if that GM ain't step in.
I mean, real shit, I thought he was at a certain point. I thought he was too, and it's so crazy because like just to piggyback what he obviously said, like I kind of had to go back and just kind of look to make sure that I wasn't tripping. He had the numbers. The play wasn't the issue, and I'm gonna be so real with you. Like it's like people don't want to hear it, and it's like it's easy for them to throw the race thing immediately at it. But like I'm sorry, bro,
It wasn't.
it's
I
a
mean,
business. The NFL is a business.
The Browns
bro.
GM is black. Mike Tomlin runs the Steelers. They passed on him multiple times.
So-
But it just doesn't make sense to me.
Literally, the Browns took Dylan Gabriel before taking Shedeur Sanders.
And it looked like they didn't even want to take Shedeur. Like, what was it, Andrew Berry? It looked
I'm
like
saying their owner did. That was an owner move.
So-
Like,
My
bro, it's just not, but like it just. That's why, like, I want people to understand. It's these owners do not want a person that potentially is going to be a headache. They don't even know yet. But if they show any increment of them, like, not going to fall, like, and it's so crazy because it's like it's fucked up to say because it's like it's almost like a, oh, shut up and dribble type of thing, and it's not like. But yet, if Shedeur gonna come in there trying to make any type of like rifts in the thing, like they don't want that. And also, they got to understand and realize his family is that package that's coming along with him. Like, let's just be real. Dion's not gonna stay not have a hand in his son's life. So
All right, look, I get it.
it's a lot to it. Like
and I'm not going
that's why the play don't
talk
you know.
too crazy long. But like, I just want people to understand. Like, I get that Dion was what held him back, but if you look at the numbers and look at what he has behind him, he's probably the most mentally pro ready. He's mentored by Tom Brady. His dad is the best cornerback to ever play the game. He has the mentality. He has everything he needs to be the best quarterback in the league. And you just got to give him the chance to show it. And nobody was like, nah, we're going to pass on somebody that could potentially be MVP, Super Bowl because of his dad or because of some antics in an interview. You don't pass up on great talent that can be coachable, that can be shown. I am the best, and I get that.
That's my whole problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes me so irritated about this whole thing because it really irritated me on draft day. It's like, yo, look at what he's doing. He's literally probably better than Cam Ward. Argue with me if you want to. He is. He's better than Cam Ward. Cam Ward, of course, is going to go number one because of publicity and hype. I get that. Cam Ward's a great quarterback, though. But Shedeur is, yes, he gets that legendary stamp because he's done his numbers. He's shown on paper he can be the best on a football field, and he will do it.
Bro, it's
the
just
thing. My fault.
no, go ahead.
The thing that kind of made me the most upset about it is because not even the fact that the people in the NFL are not, with his persona, right?
Yeah.
You've heard reports about him carrying himself like a rapper and coming into interviews with a chain on and his hat backwards and stuff like that, right? But then we're drafting guys in the first round with domestic violence and sexual assault cases.
That's
like,
crazy.
So I'm saying, like, he's never gotten in trouble before, right? He's lived a rich life his whole life, and theoretically, he's always been humble until he's been in the spotlight at Colorado. Before Colorado, we had never, ever heard anything about Shedeur being this person that you can't deal with or not a likable kid, right? Then they want to point out to the fact that, not last year, but the season before that, he had a bad post-game conference where he was upset about how the game turned out, and he blamed his offensive line on the fact that they didn't win, right? But since then, he has never done that, and all of his teammates think highly of him. They all posted him on Instagram when he got drafted, right? They all was calling and checking on him. Travis is his best friend.
Yeah.
So if he's not that great of a guy, why is he liked by so many people?
And it's like, bro, I don't get that. Like, you put that instant stamp on him, like, oh yeah, he's gonna be an issue, and it's like he hasn't really shown that much until y'all started calling him out and calling him bad, losing games where he has no help.
A little humility goes a long way.
I was about to say, he still got to dial it back a little bit.
Literally, I'm gonna so, and that's again, like, y'all all are right. And again, I don't want, because I know if we gonna clip this up, I'm gonna get so much hate. Like, oh, he should do. It's not even that I
he worked for the man.
Right? Like, I fully believe, like you said, he was the best quarterback in the draft. But it's like, it's just, the whole phrase, like, the NFL is a business. It's just so deeper than like that. It's so much that goes into it, Joe. So I just feel like a lot of people probably don't think that like they didn't want to deal with that because like, and also one thing that I will say, like, Shedeur is literally a copy and paste of Deion Sanders.
Literally, they're the same person.
But hear me out. You're not Deion Sanders.
Right.
So that's why I get
it.
Humility had to come in. You needed to tone it back a little bit, and Deion should have kind of like. I'm not, because I don't want it to come over and say like, oh, I'm not saying don't have that the confidence. For sure, you're the best. Have that confidence, but just don't throw it in people's faces. You know what I mean?
Well, him having to fight for a spot now is gonna make him humble. You know what I mean? He's not coming in as the starter. He has to earn his spot on the roster. So you could say this is like a good situation for him. But like, I mean, what pissed me off the most was that it was just so many teams that had a question mark at QB. And Shedeur is still on the board. The Steelers, the Raiders, the Browns, the Saints. It was so many guys.
Didn't pick up a quarterback at all.
Ashton Jeanty, he's a great talent, but like a running back that early, like
at 6.
I saw Mina Kimes said that the Giants did that with Saquon, and look at how that turned out. Like he went to another team and right, and he was like that team that was a running back away. You put a running back on a team with a terrible O line, he's not gonna change the team. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna make the team better. He's a great talent, but so that's what I'm saying. Like so many teams needed a QB and they just kept whiffing. Like, and it just pissed me off.
I don't even get because all right, so the Steelers went the route of like, all right, we were probably going Aaron Rodgers based off of their draft. I think they're probably going Aaron Rodgers.
Me too.
So that left us with pretty much the Browns and the Saints, right? I mean, maybe the Jets if they didn't really believe in Justin Fields, but they gave him a contract already, so let's put our confidence in this kid. So we're not gonna do that. So basically, Saints and the Browns, and that goes back to what you said, right? When it comes to the humility thing, when it comes to like your dad talking about we gonna choose where we gonna play for, bro, you only got about 2-3 teams that might want you, like might.
You cannot choose. It's not how the draft works.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say that, and we're gonna dictate the terms, bro, there's 2 to 3 teams that might want you, right? The NFL did not. We're in a luxury era of the NFL where everybody has a young quarterback. Everybody does. Yeah. Nobody's moving off their quarterbacks for the most part for the next 5 years. Most teams, right? Like you got a couple guys who are fringe guys, right? Like Bryce Young, he might get another year. We're gonna see how that work out. Some other guys, right? But most of these guys just got paid or they're rookies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you ain't had that many places to go, bro. So you better walk in there. You know what I mean? Like, yes, sir.
Ready
like,
to accept.
You know what I mean?
Literally, this should be like it's most guys' dreams to get drafted, and it's like I'm gonna be real with you. I think they honestly treated this more like a business decision, and like it's just like as you're going on, you saying it's like yo, all these like Shedeur should have really just walked in there and just been like I'll be happy to play for any team, and not sit there and be like, oh no, I only want to be here or here.
I get
And
the
I'm not
business decision thing. My bad. If it was such a business decision, why draft Dylan Gabriel?
No, and that's what I was about to say. I'm not the guy.
As far as for the like on Shedeur.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I get that, but like I understand why he fell so far. But like if the what irritated me about the Browns is that they drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks.
That's because they wasn't never going to draft Shedeur. The owners told them to. But my thing is, when I play football in high school, and any sport, like I'm a shit talker, right? I am what you would call, I guess, athletically cocky. Like that's how I played sports when I was growing up. So I'm not the type of guy that'll tell him to change that. But I'm not the one drafting him, right? So you gotta understand. I would say I'm not even gonna tell you to change who you are. Just time and place, right? Just dial it back, and then when you get on the field, talk your shit again, right? When I go into an interview, I might be the most cocky, arrogant person you've ever met, but they're not gonna know that because I need that job. You know what I mean? Right. So that's how I'm looking at it, right? Like I'm not telling him to change his persona at all. Wear all the chains you want, wear your backwards hat, whatever. Exactly. Make music on the side, like that, whatever. But I'm just saying, and the most important interview of your life, you kind of just got to be like, yes, sir, no, sir. And it sucks, but it's the truth.
Any quick last points on the draft or Shedeur at all? I mean, I did kind of want to touch on the fact that, like, he got that fake phone call, but, like,
I heard a couple guys around the league got pranked.
Was it the same guy?
It was the same person.
The Falcons' son.
He called multiple people.
Yeah,
that's actually fun. That's crazy.
Like they said, Tyler Warren got a call at 7, thinking it was the Jets. But
you think the Falcons should lose like a pick for that?
I mean, that's not his fault.
No,
it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's not.
He left the iPad out with the numbers. You know what I mean?
Bro, his son is his son is in college. He's a grown ass man. He didn't sit there and think that. Well, maybe not say grown ass man. His son is a young adult in college. I'm sure he did not think in his mind like, oh, he's about to go into my iPad and take the draft guys' numbers and call them and prank them. No, I'm gonna be real with you. In no scenario does anyone think that was gonna happen. I'm gonna be so real.
I mean, nothing illegal took place, so like you can't really.
And that too, like it's nothing. It was just all.
It just messed up. Like it just, especially a guy like that who dropping. Like, come on.
No, I'm not. It does.
The whole family running up and screaming.
Doing it to Shedeur was really.
That's the only thing is like Shedeur's is so big because it was streamed when it happened. Like
that's even was
watching this prank call.
His whole family came running out the house like.
Well, that's so sick, bro.
It was crazy.
Hey, but I mean, we was talking about stuff that was illegal, right? Well, I mean, if we talk about, there's a ESPN pundit right now. He just left his job. Shannon Sharp. He's under rape allegations, sexual abuse. He's accused of what? I think 4 women accused him of what? Rape and strangling them. So like, what do y'all make of the whole situation? You think? And then he came out and he tried to settle for $10 million before the woman came out and said she wanted $50 million or whatever. So, like, what do you guys think of this whole situation? You think he's gonna be back at ESPN? You think?
I think ESPN's cooked. He said he would come back for the preseason, but I think it's cooked. Because too many things are starting to pop up afterwards, and that's how it usually goes, right? When you get one allegation, then it turns into 7, then it turns into 12. Like, you know what I mean? I think he's cooked on that level. Good thing he got his own platform, but
for real.
I don't think he actually, strangled that girl with malicious intent or anything. They was getting into some real freaky stuff, man.
So, and I'm glad he brought that because I didn't want to be the first one to just like throw that. But like, I'm gonna be real. I'm not saying that like all the allegations ain't true. I just believe that.
I'm talking about that one girl.
I believe that.
You see the messages?
Unc is just like, let's be real. We all know Unc Shay Shay. He just a freaked out. He's a freaky guy. So like he just said, they be getting into some real kinky, freaky stuff. So like. I don't know. I feel like it just got to a point. Like I can't remember who said it, but like at a certain point, I feel like they was like, oh, they just kind of like using things against them that they did in consensual acts and just using it against them because they were such crazy.
But that was my opinion on it. I think they lined him. I think Busby lined him up. I think
that's what he said.
I think
that's exactly what he said. I
Bro,
think optics wise, it looks crazy though. Because what is he? 56?
Yeah,
and
bro,
she's
19, 20 year old.
Like she met and that's another thing that's insane. Like apparently they met when 19. She's like 23 or 24 now. It's like,
but it's like nothing good was coming out of that, bro. Like
that's what I was saying. And it's like, bro. I get it.
And that's where, and that's, and
get
again,
a little something, but she's 20.
and that's where, like, I ain't gonna lie. At a certain point, we do gotta start to hold that man accountable. It's like, bro, what was you doing even talking to a 19?
You can't talk to
What
nobody
happened to Michelle?
your age, bro. Like,
Right.
What happened to Michelle?
Michelle.
yeah.
Like, what we doing?
Like, it's
Like-
it's
like-
ridiculous. Like
I
it's
think he's
crazy.
gonna make out of it. He's gonna lose money. I don't think he's
Bro.
gonna like go to jail or nothing like
You
that.
can't leave the
But,
freaks
like,
alone, bro.
But my
I
biggest,
get it.
my biggest problem with
bullshit.
Shannon though is if you watch, I watch Club Shay Shay, so I watch his interviews that he do with people. Right, he portrays himself as this boring guy that like women don't want to be with because he don't like to do stuff out of his routine and all of that. I don't date because women don't have patience for me and all. Bro, you be outside, man. Like, come on,
outside,
like
20-something-year-olds. Like, bro, what do you like? Come on, it's
He-
crazy.
he's just wilding. Like, you just gotta dial it back, bro. Like, you want to feel younger? Fuck with somebody that's 30, right? You 56.
You're not gaining anything from talking to a teenager, bro. Like, you can't learn anything from that.
There's
Like,
nothing like there's
Just
nothing.
quick cheeks, bro.
And that's really that's why it's like that's why I'm like that's why I say like at a certain point it's like all right, Shannon, you kind of are tripping.
It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good on either sides either though, because yes, she is 19, but she also is an OnlyFans model. So it's like,
Hey yo, well,
It's a
I
business.
mean, that is
for her, I guess.
accepted in today's society.
that's
not-
the
it's a business
problem.
for her.
Like that's the problem. So it's like
Transaction.
it's like you accept the OnlyFans model suing somebody for something he has proof that he really didn't do anything to her, and y'all still probably going.
They was getting into race play and all
That's
that.
what
I
I'm
said,
saying. Like,
oh
she-
man,
the
y'all
message
deep,
is-
y'all
like,
deep in this
yo,
joke.
like that's
looks
what I'm
bad,
saying. Like
like-
it got crazy.
What did she say?
like,
Put a big black baby in
Yeah,
me or
put-
something?
yeah, like
put a
I'm
big
like,
black
bro, that's
baby, and
crazy.
That's why I'm like, lady, that's not how.
Bro, how do you let someone talk to you? I get that, heat of the moment you in the.
That's the role play,
But
bro.
I still, bro, like, you come out of that, bro. How you let somebody talk to you like that, bro?
That's the role.
Yo, funny because I'm just realizing Shaw's probably sitting there thinking like an hour after me, like she said some pretty racist.
I'm
shit to me.
saying, bro. Like, you post not clarity, bro.
Like, you like-
come to me,
Yeah.
Like she,
Alright, bro.
yo, sitting there's like she used the hard R a little too many times.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's
about
why
that,
they was
bro.
saying they got lined up. Cause
Yo.
what reason you got to pre-record phone calls? Like
Nah, that
them joints was ready to go.
that's also true, and that's so crazy. I've always thought that in any scenario, like unless you've got like had issues going on with somebody like prior to, what makes someone actually sit there and have a pre-recorded, like have a recorded audio of the phone, like a phone call? Like I've never understood that. Like, but
And then the fact she came out so strong with 50 million.
nah,
50 million.
I'm not gonna lie, 10 million is still a lot of money, bro.
No, but that's
Like-
us money.
But
That's like,
that's-
all right, I want to save my career. I want to just go away. I don't want no
50 million
publicity.
is like 50 million is honestly like you did this shit, now you need to pay up. Like it just is like that's an insane amount.
and,
And
but-
I don't. But she's
and Tony Busby has been known to come after a lot of black famous people. He just took a shot at Jay-Z
Yeah.
and failed.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of his stuff be fabricated and loopholes and all of that. That's why he's not. People don't like Tony Busby. A lot of people don't. I mean, he's rich, but a lot of people don't like him as a person. So I don't know. I think he got lined up and he fell for it.
Yeah, I guess we just gotta wait to see how the legal process plays out.
Mm.
But like I said, the last time we recorded, it was a lot that happened. You got a Jey Uso shirt on, right? So I mean, biggest wrestling event just happened, WrestleMania. Leak, DeAndre, what y'all take from it? Y'all like the state of wrestling right now? Like, y'all like the storyline? Look, bro, I ain't watch this, bro. So I gotta give y'all the floor.
Yeet. Nah, I'm joking, but
What they
yeah,
be
nah.
doing?
I like
Yeet.
I like it in a way because like it's weird. Like it's the good weird though. It's like a lot of stuff is happening that nobody really expected. Like of course, Seth taking the wise man from both CM Punk and Roman.
Talking about Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul Heyman. That was like kind of it wasn't
Forgot
left
about
field
Paul
because it was like it
Nah,
Probably
that shit
coulda
shocked. That shit.
But it was shocking. It's
Yeah.
like he literally was like, "Yeah." Paul Heyman was like, "I'm choosing Seth," like, and went all in. That was crazy. The Jay winning championship, we figured out that was gonna happen, and like, I guess the letdown of Cena's match a little bit, but like,
Can I-
like
it was
Can I ask y'all a question? Just because y'all are more in touch than me. I admittedly knowing that we all once had a love for WWE and y'all still like are deep into it. It has made me pay attention, right? I'm not watching every single match throughout the whole thing, but
right.
it made me pay attention. But like the Universal title is that bigger than the WWE World Heavyweight?
So
Because it used to be just be WWE and World Heavyweight. One was on
Heavyweight.
Raw, one was on SmackDown.
So
but now there's a Universal title.
Universal, and you probably because I ain't gonna lie, I was out of tune a little bit. The Universal is the one that when they had to combine the two championships. Right?
Like
So a while back,
SmackDown and the Raw one, they were like two different ones.
Yeah,
So,
it was WWE on Raw and it was World Heavyweight on SmackDown.
right. So, but at a certain point, they kind of just like they were going around and they had both titles, and at a certain point, I can't remember when, but like they were still different shows. Like it was still Raw and SmackDown, but at a certain point, everybody was just on each show.
Intermingling, yeah.
So it was a point where like I don't know who was the first person, but at one point, one person had both titles. And at that point, they just kind of like was like, oh well, I guess he's the undisputed championship because he's got both of them. So at a certain point, it was Roman.
Yeah.
So Roman started that thing, and eventually at some point, they literally just merged them into one, which is the title you see now. But then eventually at some point, they realized like, oh shit, we need the World Heavyweight back. So they brought it back to World Heavyweight. But yeah, that's all that is. The Universal Championship. I'm not gonna say it's better. It's just. If you're being for real, it might have honestly was probably just like a fuck up in the writing because it's like they ended up having still two championships later, so it's like there was really no point.
I think they made the World Heavyweight Championship again because they didn't have enough belts at the moment. Like they got rid of a lot of belts, so they're trying to gain all that back. Like bringing back the USA Championship. They have to bring back so many belts so it would fill the gap in like space of people that's not being focused on.
Because
like they really need to figure out how to put everybody else in the roster in the WWE, like have them do more stuff.
But I guess to answer that question though, like, I mean, I guess kind of you could say the universal title is a little bit more important. But it's weird though because if you think about it, look who has the World Heavyweight belt. The World Heavyweight belt is Jay, and he's technically, I get it, John Cena is John Cena. I'm not taking it. He's the GOAT. But if we being for real, Jey Uso is the biggest star.
He's
right
the
now.
star of the.
He's
WWE
the biggest
right
star right now in the WWE. So I ain't gonna lie, really, it just depends on who's holding the belt. But yeah, that's the story of the Universal. It was literally just both titles. They put them together a couple years ago, and they realized like, oh shit, we need more titles.
Okay.
Well, how big was it? Because I saw how big it was like on Twitter, like with the Randy Orton and Cena thing when Orton. I know it didn't happen at WrestleMania, right? But like, how big was that?
Let me tell you something, brother. Like, I'll just put I'm sitting there, we watching Raw. You know, John Cena's going through his little promo. I ain't gonna hold you. He's on his shit now. Cause like
I like this John.
He'll come out and he's doing it all black now. Like he don't got no visuals. It's just John Cena on the screen and he just walk out to the music. And the dude announces him and like each week now he be telling the dude like you're not doing it right. He tells him come to the ring and announce me the correct way. And he said it a couple different ways, but he was like Mr. You can't see 17 or something like that. And I'm like the GOAT of all time. I'm like, all right, that shit hard. So he doing all that. He go through his little promo and like Cena is like, and this is when, I mean, it's little things you can tell. It's like, it's moments you can tell. It's like something about to happen. So Cena going on this whole thing. He's like, get your cameras ready. Because you looking at the last real champion. You'll hold the belt up. And then like out of nowhere, this nigga Randy just slid into the ring, standing there behind him in the camera frame. And the crowd just went fucking crazy instantly. Cena turned around, RKO'd him. You know, Randy get the treatment and wilding. You'll pick up the belt. Nice little moment. But it was just like, it's one of them things where it's like, because I ain't gonna hold you. I was curious to see. I'm like, yo, who else could y'all have go against Cena? Like, Cena's so big at the point that's like, and who else, like, you can't just have him go against some regular person on the roster. And the only other person,
Randy, the last
person from that era,
person that's still actively weekly in the show.
You couldn't do like a CM Punk, like that wouldn't make sense.
No. So no,
they already did that though, right?
You could, and it would have been cool, but he got his own thing going right
yeah,
now.
I figure, yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, it's just cool because also you got the whole thing going behind it. Randy's going for 15.
Okay.
So
the passing of the torch type of.
And I mean,
it
like,
could be.
And it's so crazy because I heard some people kind of say like, at the end of it said it all, Randy might be above John, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Randy, if anything, he'll get 16 or he'll tie him at 17.
Yeah, because I mean they've been wrestling almost the same amount of time, so he ain't that far behind them.
True,
but yeah, it's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, like the feel, like it just gave me that vibe of back in the day. I'm like, shit, we're getting John Cena versus Randy Orton in 2025.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about the belts, I feel like that the WWE are doing, of course, like the older, like recent era wrestlers are going for the Universal title because that's the one they knew, that's the one they were winning.
And
like
up and coming guys
eras,
going
the
for
World Heavyweight, like Gunther, you got Damian Priest, of course, Jay. A lot of the newer guys are going for those titles, and like I guess it's like a shift to show the new era versus the old era, but you still have both right now. So
and I will say because I mean, like I said, I know y'all not like y'all don't keep up like each week and shit. Did I watch it? Did I watch Raw last week though?
The last Raw I watched was the Randy Orton stuff. So
all right. So did you see that? You saw how that ended with Rollins and
Yeah.
Paul Heyman. So like one thing that's really I fucks with this shit, yo. We're getting a new evolution, and that's what don't nobody understand, yo. We're getting a new evolution.
Like Triple H, Randy,
my nigga.
Batista, Rick.
All right, so you got Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, Ric Flair. Triple H is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is now the Triple H. Paul Heyman is the Ric Flair.
Okay.
Braun Breaker is the Batista. And now, honestly, tonight we might get introduced to the Randy Orton of the group. Everyone thinks
I think it might be Drew McIntyre.
Fuck no.
It could.
Hell
could be Drew
no.
McIntyre.
Hell
People
no.
are trying to say it could be.
He
Drew
got
McIntyre.
no. Like okay, that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But it's this guy, Austin Theory, in this tag team called A-Town Down Under. What is it? A-Town Downtown?
A-Town Down Under.
Yeah, like A-Town Down Under. There's this tag team of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and people think that it's gonna be Austin Theory, but I don't know. Like I said, it just the fact that we're getting like, it's just like the fact that WWE's found a way to kind of get like our age group back into it and still have the young crew, like the young guy, like the young kids and young generation still fuck with it is just kind of crazy to me. Like we're literally they're retelling the story of some old shit that gets us in our feels, but yet it's still fun and like fresh for the you know what I mean the young generations. So it's just kind of crazy to me. Like I
mean, I hope they give some more love to my guy Ray outside of this
look. All right,
tag
so I'm gonna be so real.
tag team
Listen,
storyline.
I haven't seen nothing about
Lucha.
I don't like it.
I hate it. Ray Mysterio is a legend in his own right, but I'm gonna be real. I don't like what he's doing right now, and I mean, I guess
I don't like how they're using him.
I guess you could blame it on that. It's them, but like, part of me is also just like Ray. Just hang it up, man. It's okay. Just hang up the lucha mask. You okay? You don't have to do anymore.
I didn't like when it started to get repetitive to me when he brought the LWO back.
Yeah, like come on, yo.
It's
like,
a bunch of people.
Latin World Order, yeah.
And it's like that's cool and all, and like we're getting a lot of like young luchadors from the other other wrestling foundation.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, Ray Phoenix did have a good match one night too. Like it was a good match.
All these dudes that's kind of getting incorporated, like Penta, Ray Phoenix, Dragon.
He opened the door for them guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I for sure, like 100% hats off to Ray for that. But like, yo, we good now, bro.
I'm not good now. That's what I want to see.
But I mean, he doesn't have.
I want to see him with a title, man.
I ain't gonna hold you. Unfortunately, them days is probably over.
That's a long.
I think Ray really is on some like mentorship. Like he really is just here for like the young Latin.
He could be
guys,
a businessman for the Latin guys.
But he couldn't even get like a lesser belt, like you guys.
Like the United States or something.
Intercontinental. You know what I mean? Like
I think that might still be a long shot.
That's a long shot.
It's still a long
especially
shot
for the
him.
guys that have these belts right now. Hell no.
These guys are these are good wrestlers.
Dom Mysterio. Oh, actually, his son has the belt.
His son has the Intercontinental
That's
belt.
actually
So
crazy.
I mean, that could be a good storyline.
That's a storyline.
No, like that could be a good storyline.
They already probably had one,
that.
right?
They already did that, and I
Yeah.
don't want to see that shit again.
I don't
I'm
wanna
sorry.
I get it.
It was
I get it.
not worse, but it was just.
I'm starting to gain my liking to Dominic, and
I fucks with Dom,
I want to see this new Dominic that's about to get rid of Finn Balor and be the leader of the Judgment Day. I want to see that because it's something he's been trying to do. He's trying to be the guy, and they're allowing him to do that by getting the belt from Braun Breaker.
My boy Jacob Fatu. That's my.
Oh yeah, Jacob Fatu.
Jacob
amazing.
Fatu. He got the United States belt right now. That's Is it wrong with it? That's Jay cousin.
Yeah,
it's Jay Uso cousin. He's Samoan werewolf. That nigga, the dude that be tripping.
Samoan the werewolf.
Yo, check him out.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a hard name.
Check. You gotta check. Yo, that's a hard name. He got his music. Yo, his interest is tough. The music, like I hate to say this, but yo, Jacob Fatu is just a nigga in the WWE.
Yeah, he is.
I love it. He comes out with the belt around his neck with the shiesty on. Nigga it's just so funny, yo. I'm like, yo, this nigga Jacob, he's just a hood nigga in the WWE. That's exactly crazy.
What he is. He comes out with the gold teeth and all.
Hell yeah, he got the golds in. He just be wild.
He just be tripping like.
Nigga always ends it there and he be like, yada mean.
Yeah, I said the yada mean.
Yo, he be wild.
Yeah, facts. Anything else you guys didn't hit on the show? Y'all feel like?
Oh, I'm good.
No. Just obviously, tap in, tune in. You know what I'm saying? It gets better every week. So.
Man, I feel like this the last topic, right? Biggest movie in the world right now.
I need y'all to give me hip because
No, for sure.
I haven't watched, so I want. You know what I'm saying,
We can tee it up, bro. Like, so biggest movie in the world right now. I'm actually about to go see it a second time on Wednesday. Sinners, you know what I mean? It's doing really well for a black vampire movie, right? Like, it's done well for a horror movie in the last 10 years. Smashing box office numbers. But it's just really good because, like, it's a black director, a black lead, right? And it's got so many layers to it, right? Like, it's sure, it's a vampire movie on the surface, right? But you got biblical elements in it. You got historical elements. You got race elements, right? Like, it's just so much. It's such
political.
It's a heavy movie, bro. Like, and just you catch so much from the watch, and it never feels like it's dragging. You enjoy the characters, like it's. I don't know, bro. I feel like it's movie of the year, and we're only in April, but like,
I do want to say, my bad if I want to cut you, but I do want to say, like, for the people who think that this movie just because of Ryan Coogler and who he is, it's a race war movie. It's not.
Nah, bro.
It's completely.
It's just the setting of the movie.
The setting,
but they do add. They do add a lot of the racial undertones to it, just in the symbolism
with the vampire.
For the time,
right? For example, I went to go see it, and I looked at the vampires because they were, you know, when we were introduced to us, they were predominantly white. The first two guys who were recruited, were Klansmen, right? And so when they was throwing their juke, they were like basically like, oh, we like the music that we hear y'all making. We want to come in. We just want to make music with y'all too, right? And I kind of saw that as like, you know, potentially symbolizing like white people being culture vultures towards us and kind of sucking the life out of our own culture. And that's why they use vampires in the mix, because
they like the music, but they don't like who does it.
Yeah, exactly. And the vampires here, they were trying to use them because it was like, all right, we have eternal life because we're vampires. We're never going to die, but we're entertained by what they do.
We want your gifts.
We need to change them so that they can give us their culture
forever. And
I thought that was kind of like the overlying message that they were sending with that. But then there were so many other things, like when they were in the juke and the guy was playing the bass, and they was going around showing like, oh, a rapper here. It was like a girl twerking. It was like a guy tap dancing or doing ragtime. Like, it was showing so much of black culture, but showing how it all kind of brings us together. So it was a lot of layers.
It wasn't really just black culture.
It was the Asian too.
A
lot of it's just based off a lot of like how good music and how music can bring people together in different ways in different cultures and races, or no matter who you are. You listening to good music in the same space, we all go dance.
And just from the black viewpoint of it, right? Like, think about the downfall of them. Who's the downfall of them? White woman and the Asian woman, right? It was kind of for real. That's how the movie went.
Literally.
So it was like maybe they trying to say like we stronger together, right? And I'm not saying that's like to promote separation between cultures and races and diversity and stuff like that, but I thought it was a clear message, right? That those were the two characters that they chose to be the detriment to the movie.
The group, yeah. Like, it was just so great, bro. Like, and shout out to Michael B. Jordan. He had to play two characters in this movie
the whole time.
I swear.
And it like, literally felt like they were two different people.
He played that character so well out of Smoke and Stack. It's like you would hear Smoke talk and you hear Stack, knowing that's the same person. And it's like, it sounds completely like a complete
Smoke was the gangster.
Yeah, Smoke was the gangster.
Stack was all about the money.
Stack was the pimp.
He was
the pimp.
Yeah.
And
he was the ladies' man.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, he was everything that niggas were. Like he was the nigga, but he
had the gold tooth. He had the, bro, like the swag. He had the hat. He had the pocket square. And it was just so many like subtle elements. Like the opening shot of the movie, Smoke's hat was blue, Stack's was red, right? Like that could symbolize maybe yin and yang, peace, and I don't know. It was just so
it's
much.
Crazy how you said yin and yang because Smoke never smiled.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And that was one of the big thing about his character. He never smiled.
And just to add to the element of what I was talking about, like with the music and them kind of being like culture vultures and like kind of sucking the life out of the culture or whatever, right? Like in the beginning of the movie, his dad was a pastor, and he was kind of saying like the type of music, like non-gospel music, that the type of music that we make, it attracts demons, right? And so is that kind of also symbolism between like, oh, like, they are the detriment to our success because they are, and there's the whole lore behind vampires of like they can't come into a premise unless you allow them in. So that's kind of like our thing is like we're always trying to be so, I guess, accommodating as a people that we allow these people in our spaces who then leave our spaces all messed up when they go back to theirs. right?
Well,
And
then
that's kind of how I looked at it too.
you remember the whole religious aspect too of it when Sammy and Remick were at the end, and then they started saying the Lord's Prayer, and then they were like, religion was forced upon us. My land was taken, and Remick was just saying that like it brought me comfort, but like it's still gonna end the same way. But then you remember what Delta Slim was saying, like music was one of the one things that wasn't forced upon us. This was our thing. Like we created this, right? Like nobody else made us do this, like Christianity or any other religion. Like we originated with this music, and that's why it was so big, such a big theme in the movie, because they were saying like it connects cultures in the future and ancestors in the past, like all that stuff. And like I don't know, bro. Like the symbolism was crazy, bro. Like.
And you had mentioned earlier, just like bringing up like the Native Americans and how they were the first ones that ran into Remick, and we kind of when I went to go see that, we was looking at it and we was just like, you know, the Native Americans maybe could have been in it a little bit more, but they also tend to be historically the people that have been most in touch spiritually with, like, you know, the elements in nature and all of that. So you know, like you said before we had started the episode, was like, you know, maybe they were more like in touch with these vampires, and they were the ones that knew about them, and everybody else didn't, right? Because they were so in touch with their spirits and stuff. So I thought that was a cool scene when we saw him running from the. At first, I thought he was somebody that needed help, but then when he saw, when he saw the Klan, saw the Klan's gown in the corner, and he was okay with that, I was like, nah, something ain't right here. Something ain't right here.
Bro, I mean, when we saw him, he was already smoking a little bit. So I was like, the average person ain't gonna be smoking in the sun, right? Like, so I was like, right.
But he made it seem like he was attacked.
True. He was like, yeah, they got my wife.
You know what I mean? Like,
right?
oh, yeah, like they holding me for ransom. I got away. Like, help me out. I need help.
Bro, but if you remember, as soon as they got there, you saw like 3 vultures circling the house. And I was like, all right, that can't be good.
No.
And then when the Native Americans got there, it was like, he's not who y'all think he is, right? Like and if y'all let him in, God bless y'all. And then it was like, oh, it was getting dark. We gonna get on our way. That's your problem now. You know what I mean? Like, so.
But at that time, it was white versus everybody, so they wasn't about to listen to no Native Americans.
Valid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they was like, yeah, no, get off my property. I'm gonna shoot you.
And one thing I do want to praise about the movie, not the movie itself, but like Ryan Coogler and how he presents everything. His cinematic vision is amazing. Like the way he just goes about every scene, how he breaks it down to you, not in words, but shows you what he wants you to understand, instead of just having somebody say it or them talk about it. He literally symbolizes everything through what he visually shows you. Like the whole scene in the club when Sammy was singing, how it broke down, like basically how they showed Sammy, like how people think Smoking Stack was the main character. Sammy was the main character.
Started the movie with Sammy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sammy was the main character, and it showed you what he was doing, brought this, and like how good he was at what he was doing. And of course, the whole symbolism with the music brings enemies and all that, and demons. He showed that very well, because how when at the end of it, the building was burning, but it wasn't actually. But it's like, that just shows you what he wants you to see and understand, and go forth with the movie.
Did y'all see the post-credit scene?
Oh yeah. Last thought. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just about to say, with the post-credit scene, when he was, you know, he's probably around like 70 now at that point, maybe 65, 70. And they had showed up again, but he showed up as, you know, a gangster rapper and I guess a round the way shorty. That's at least what they was trying to portray, right?
He had the Coogee sweater on.
Yeah. So they were showing us like them type of guys, and they asked him, they say, yo, you've been living so long, we promise never to mess with you, but you know we can just give you immortality. And he was just like, nah, that's like the problem. Like we don't need to be trying to live in longer than what our purpose is. And I thought it was a good post credit scene. A lot of people didn't even know that they had post credit scenes.
It was 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, but I think that does it for another episode of the Fourth Down Podcast. Shout out to everybody for, you know, showing up, being yourselves again. So yeah, see y'all next time. Stay safe out there.
Yes, sir. Hey, Orioles get better.
Please.